Hey guys, it's Bill, former cast member of the show Ghosts of Shepherdstown. Um, I posted a question earlier, seeing in light of all the stuff that's been going on about other shows and other cast members and things that are going on, asking if since this past weekend with a certain person putting out a video talking about what had happened, I thought maybe since the video was from his point of view and his angle, and obviously that sort of thing, that I thought that maybe I'd post my video as well. A number of people suggested and said that they liked the idea of me doing it, including one of our former cast members, which gave me full blessings to do this because that's just how it is. I thought that I'll go ahead and do it. I've been apprehensive. I've been thinking about doing this video for a while now. I knew about Nick's video coming for a while, for a few weeks, and so it put it in my head that it might be nice finally to get this off my chest as well. So let me start off by saying that this is in no way a a tension grab or anything like that. I know the trolls are going to come out and say that I'm doing this video for whatever reason. I'm not doing it for any other reasons, but for me, therapy is very therapeutic to finally get this off my chest, which I desperately needed to do. And I basically wanted to come clean with the people who have supported me over the years, supported us, supported the show, um, and just let you guys know that we do appreciate you guys being in our corner during all this, and what had happened to us, and unfortunately us being forced into radio silence. But because of the fact that that video was released this weekend, from Nick, who basically kind of opens the door for me to be able to actually tell my truth now. So again, this is coming from my perspective. This is coming from what I know and what I have learned. This has nothing to do with hearsay. This has nothing to do with rumors. This has nothing to do with jumping in on any paranormal drama train. This is just me getting it out. I need it out of me. It's been years, and I just want it off my chest so I can finally say goodbye to Ghosts of Shepherdstown and the drama and everything that happened because of it. Um, so let me start by saying that our show, Ghosts of Shepherdstown, was only meant to be to one season, just one season. It was 6 episodes. It was supposed to be done once it was done. During that time, there was people in production that said, "Look for a season two. We're going to do a season two." And then for the longest time, our filming name was Ghost Shepherds. Horrible name, but that was the working title that they were going with. And then when it got to the point close to the end of filming, they came up with Ghosts of Shepherdstown. So that was great. Okay, that's the name. And then they said, well, we'll do that. So season two or season three or however long we can make this run, we're going to go ahead and just call it Ghosts of and then new name. As you've seen, it's been done twice now since our show. So, show airs. It's the biggest thing that the network had seen at the time as far as ratings go. The ratings stayed pretty consecutive. So yeah, it happened. Then they even did a special return to Shepherdstown, which aired on A&E, which is weird. But I was the only member of the show that actually, as far as main cast, me, Nick, and Elizabeth, that came back and did anything. And all I did was a voice. They called me a couple times, and I answered and talked on the line, and it was filmed. But then after that, I thought that was it, because it was kind of like a wrap-up show. Then we're told, well, we're going to do a season two. We want you guys back. So all of us, as far as the investigating side goes, I'm not gonna lie, there was a person on this team on the show that we didn't want to work with again. And we voiced our protests, but we're told there's not really much they can do about it. We would have to work with that person again if we did the show. So we bit the bullet and did it. Season two was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life because I was going through a lot of personal issues at the time. And I don't really want to go too much into that, but it was very hard. And there was times during season two I said, well, this is it for me. This can go to season 52 and I'm not coming back for another one. Because it's because of all the stress I was under and all the stuff that was happening. So season two comes and goes. It airs. We go to New York and we do our little press thing that they had us go on YouTube and and Huffington Post, and we do videos there and stuff like that. Um, and then season 2 airs. It does well. We're told again, season three, wait for season 3. We're going to work on season 3, and we're like, great, okay, I guess season 3 is going to happen. And they kept telling us, yeah, season 3 is going to happen. Just wait for it, wait for it. Then we get word that things got kind of everything got put on a halt as far as anything new being produced because there was a merger coming. Discovery Channel and Scripps were they were going to go ahead and merge, and with that, they said once the merger's done, then everything will start picking back up. Well, the merger happens, and we don't hear nothing. Nothing's happening, and then we do start hearing stuff again. Yeah, we're still gonna do, and then again radio silence. So during that, because it was like in December or January when it happened. So by the time we get into the summer months, we're not hearing anything. But then, not just on my side, but on other cast member sides, we started getting messages, calls from people in Louisiana. Well, on our side, it was a friend. It was a friend of Carissa, my wife, who basically told her, "Hey, look, they're casting for your husband's show down here, but they're telling everyone who's coming in to cast for it, don't tell the cast members of Ghosts of Shepherdstown. Don't bring it up to them. They don't know what we're doing here." Another one of our cast members got pretty much verbatim the same thing from somebody else down in Louisiana. And we're calling each other and saying, "Are you hearing this? Yeah. Are they down there? No, they can't be recasting us. They must be just casting for other people," because we knew going in at the end of season 2 that if it was a season 3 in a different town, that they wouldn't be using the other people of our show, like our historian and our psychic and people like that wouldn't be returning because to the show it would make more sense to use people who are local to whatever town we're filming. So that was where we were at points, but then we started continuing to hear these rumors. More people are saying, yeah, they're filming for a new Ghost of Shepherdstown down here in Louisiana. So we start messaging and we start commenting back and forth to both network and our production side, which are two different entities. Just always keep that in mind. There's a production side and then there's network. They give the money to production. Production does the filming for the show. So we're getting back and forth with them, and they're like, "No, what don't you talk about? What don't you talk about? No, you guys are it. You guys are it." And then eventually, it comes back. Yeah, we're not bringing you guys back. Couldn't quite figure out why. We asked why. This, that, and the other, and eventually, on my side, someone from the production side told me, "Yeah, they're not bringing you guys back because now that the mergers happened, and Discovery and Scripps are now one." And Scripps side had Ghost Adventures. That a particular, let's just say, douchebag in glasses decided that he didn't want to work on a network with a former cast member. He then, apparently, made a phone call to network and said, "Look, it's my way or the highway. I am not taking, not going to be on the same area as this guy." Now, I go back and I'll go, like I said, I'm I'm the big go-between. I ran and spoke to this particular person who said, "Yeah, I'm hearing the same thing." He said, "Well, let me see what I can do." In the meantime, I'm talking to one of our people on the actual network side, and they say the same thing. "Look, the issue isn't with anybody in the cast except for Nick. This guy made a phone call and basically said, look, I don't ever want to see him working on this network." Now, instead of what I thought, what others have thought, what others have said, including Nick himself, was basically, well, if the guy's a problem with me, it's no sense torpedoing the entire show and basically screwing over everybody who had been sitting for more than a year waiting to do this season 3. Just recast Nick and bring everyone else back, or who they were going to bring back. But they decided, since new town, new team, just go that way. So, continuing going back and forth a little bit with production and people like that, and I basically say, well, look, I think it's kind of fucked up. And they told me too, yeah, it's fucked up, but there's nothing we can do about it. As a production team, we, network makes our decisions. So, all right, so there's that. Then, and it's a little hurtful, but someone on production side suggested that maybe, okay, you guys are out of the show and everything else, but maybe we can find a way of doing a workaround to bring you and Elizabeth in for a cameo or part of an episode, just to kind of make it look like our new team is having issues and they need your guys' help to come down and help solve whatever that particular episode was going to solve. And I think it was pretty unanimous. We all said, no, we're not going to do something like that. Um, I don't mind being connective tissue, if I was going to be more of a part of it, but I'm not going to be somebody that's just left in for like a 5 minute spot, taking time out of my life and my everything else to go down to film for really nothing. And then on top of that, tell me you're going to have a new team, need our help, which kind of would now make your new team look incompetent, which don't have a lot to say about the other team that they used, except for one particular person. As far as I know, the other two are perfectly fine. But there's one particular person who I guess was supposed to be my person, my replacement. Um, Went online and started saying shit about us and saying that our show is all new and it's different and it's not Ghosts of Shepherdstown and it has nothing to do with Ghosts of Shepherdstown. And anyone that says it's wrong, and then of course then the first episode airs, and what's the first thing they show? Mike King. So okay, so whatever. This particular guy also, when one of the people that we were talking to down in Louisiana passed away, not too long after, or maybe even during the production of their show, this guy did a GoFundMe and then stole the money. Yeah, my replacement, the guy they decided would be better to me. So basically, he stole their GoFundMe and left this guy's parents or mother with a lot of bills for funeral costs and everything else. And then unfortunately, she passed away not too long after. So probably nothing will ever come from that again. But I did want that to be known that the guy's a creep. He's a thief and don't trust him. But that's just me. So anyway, so we strategically all go to network and say let us out of our contract, because if something else was to come along and somebody else wanted to use us, we didn't want to be bound to a contract for another year, which was where it would have started at, for us to just to sit around and twiddle our thumbs. So we get out of our contracts. Little did we know, after we got out of our contracts, we had also, for the most part, be blackballed. Do I know this for sure? No, but if you think about all the other paranormal shows that have run and gone away and then come back, or another show comes back with these cast members, almost in a circle. And again, not to call anybody out, because I don't, like I said, I know these guys some, but I don't, I don't know them, but I know that they're good guys. But let's take the Ghost Brothers, for example. I mean, they've had like 4 shows now on that network. Each one is a different show because the one gets canceled and they just bring the guys back. To this date, since we got out of our contract, I've never heard anything from the network or any production companies. The one time that I did hear from a production company, they were very much interested in a show utilizing me and my wife Carissa. It was also going to go to Travel Channel, which I said, well, they'll never take that. No, they're fine. Yeah. So we did some Skype interviews and talked about the show and stuff like that, and talked about us. Went to network, and then sure enough, radio silence, and then said, yeah, no, we're going to use someone local because we can't have the time to bring you guys down. So there's that. I've pitched a show idea or two that have gone, looked at, and basically have all been sent back, flagged back, saying, no, I'm not interested. Every one of them has said, great concept, great idea, but there's always that underlining why they can't use it, or why they don't want to use me for something. So yeah, and like I said, it all stems from one phone call from one douchebag in glasses that basically put everything in motion. Now, whatever their issue was or is, it's their issues. It's not mine. It's not anybody else affiliated with my show's issue. We weren't part of it. We were just collateral damage from it. So, do I feel that I'll ever get back into anything? Probably not. Would I like to? Sure. If things fell into place and they came back with me with an idea and or a location and something to do, it didn't seem stupid, then yeah, I would consider coming back to doing something else. I'm not going to be like some. I'm not going to be making videos to go on YouTube. I'm not going to be making videos to put up on the internet somewhere. I'm basically, for the last couple years, have been completely out of the paranormal field. Um, don't have the beast anymore. I don't have. I have my paranormal equipment, but I'll be damned if I could tell you right where it is right now. Besides being boxed up somewhere. Um, Carissa is a very successful psychic who has clients all around the world, but she too doesn't see much happening as far as the entertainment side. Um, Now, funny enough, she did talk about a show idea that she had, a concept that she had in the presence of certain people, and by that I mean people from both production and network sides, who, as of last October, a certain show popped up on Netflix, which happened to be her concept verbatim. Now, she didn't see any money from this. She wasn't asked about it, wasn't talked about it. So it's hard to trust things now, But as far as, again, us, it was that douchebag in glasses that and he made his phone call that got not on our show canned, but if you keep in mind that we filmed Ghosts of Shepherdstown before Paranormal Lockdown hadn't even started production. In fact, the last day of our filming, Nick got on a plane to go start his show. But the way production was and the way the network aired things, Paranormal Lockdown got put on first. So he got that season, and then after season 2 of us, he was already working on season 2 of that show. And then, of course, then you know what happened with network. Um, his last season wasn't allowed to air in the United States, which was funny because that was what was part of said in the conversation is that, haha, I've got it where that guy will never work in the U.S. again. So his show did not see a season 3 in the States, and then any sequential things that he has done has been stuff that he's done away from networks. Um, so yeah, that guy got his way with a phone call, and I don't think it's fair. I don't think that it's fair that people had to go through things. And I know people are going to say, well, what did you go through or this, that. This was a big thing for all of us that worked on that show. This being kicked to the curb for no other reason than a few backwards conversations about that phone call and how, because of one person's disagreement with another, that everything had to basically ship over to something else. Um, and there are going to be a lot of trolls because I've already seen it before that are like, "Well, stay out of this. Stay out of this. Is none of your business." Well, the fact that things are going on and truths are now being told, um, yeah, that's not my business, not at all. But it is my business when I know that I'm going to go back and tell the truth as to what happened to our show. So that is what happened to Ghosts of Shepherdstown. Um, the way things are now, and some of the stuff that I've heard, who knows how much longer certain networks are even going to have paranormal shows. There's so many of them that are rumored to have been canceled now. Of course, I'm sure if they are all canceled and someone else brings about paranormal TV, it won't be me, but I'm sure it'll be them. So there's that. But that's it. The only reason why I'm doing this is I want to get my truth out. I want to be able to explain to everyone who followed our show and wondered what happened to it, finally get the truth. So in a nutshell, one phone call killed our show. They've gone on to make 2 other shows. The last one they even labeled as a Ghost of Universe. I guess they took a page from 90 Day Fiance or something like that, and it was like, well, we can say these people go with these people and go. So, yep, our show is gone. No chance of it ever coming back, to my knowledge. Not a chance you're going to catch us. At least me. Coming back to TV just because there's no interest from the people who make TV shows. Fuck, to be honest with you, there's no interest in me when it comes to anything paranormal anymore. I don't do investigations anymore. I don't do consultations on it anymore. I have not been to a paranormal convention since season 1 aired of Ghosts of Shepherdstown. Don't see any of that coming back, but who knows? I'm a skeptic, as always, but I'm also an optimist, and some things happen for a reason, some things don't. But I think karma is a real bitch, and I think that now that people are telling their truth in regards to certain individuals, namely a douchebag in glasses on an adventure, can basically suck it real hard, and I know he likes that. And basically, I hope karma comes and bites him in the ass because there's a lot of truth being told now. A lot more people are going to be out there. It's not going to be just me. It's not just going to be Nick and the cast of other shows. There's going to be other people that are going to come out that are going to say the same thing. And basically, karma's a bitch, my friend, and it's coming. It's coming. So, again, I want to thank everyone who's watched this. Closing the subject on this, I mean, if someone wants to ask me questions, sure, I may or may not answer. But, this is it. This is what I wanted to let you guys know. That, there was no reason for it. They did 2 other shows after Ghosts of Shepherdstown ended. Had that phone call, if not have happened, it may have been us in the other 2 series as well. Just doing their original idea of taking and uprooting our team and going to different areas. Could have happened. That's probably the way it would have happened if they would have had their way, but no. We got shot in the ass and then we got blackballed. So, thanks again. I hope that you guys take this with a grain of salt. Let it filter through. No judgment, please. I'm just here to just tell my truth. And in the end, it's ultimately up to you if you believe it or not. And that's completely up to you. I'm not here to do anything more than tell my piece. So I've done it. Have a good day. Again, thanks for supporting us and following us and everything else. It's been a real blast, and I hope to see you guys again on something, but I doubt it. Goodbye.